Oh man, what a preseason game. Okay, I had to rewatch the preseason game. Well, not even rewatch. I had some technical difficulties. I couldn't even stream the game because it's just stupid crap with NFL Plus, and I don't even get what's going on with it with this new system of how to watch things now. So I had to rewatch the preseason game. I listened to it mostly, but I had to rewatch it after, obviously, it was up and running. And there's some goods, there's some bads in this preseason game. There's some horribles here, some things that didn't make sense, but man, we got to get some sample sizes of a few things. So let's get straight into it.
We better do. Because I've seen enough horror movies to know any weirdo wearing a mask is never friendly.
What is going on, guys? Hope everyone's having a fantastic day. I hope everyone is enjoying their weekend. So the Eagles just played the Ravens on Saturday night for the first preseason game, and we lost. And I don't even care. Okay, the Ravens beat us 24 consecutive times. I could care less. I know it's nice to get the win. I get it. But for me, this is about backups. This is about sample sizes of starters that you might have or new faces you have to the team. And these are for players. These games are for players that are debuting themselves to the rest of the NFL to get another job if they're not going to make the roster with the Philadelphia Eagles. So we lost, and I just didn't care. I'm not here for the wins right now. I'm here to see what we have on this roster, see how it's unveiled, and there was a lot to see here. And by the way, okay, those Ravens broadcasters were probably some of the worst broadcasters I've ever seen in my life. They talked about the most random shit. I don't even know if they're even knew they were even having. I don't even know if they were at a football game or they even knew they were at one and broadcasting for one, because they were just talking about the most random shit the whole entire time they were broadcasting. It was really annoying. So I had to switch back to the Eagles side of things or to figure it out. But shout out to Sean Bradley, okay, the linebacker for the Philadelphia Eagles. He has a lower right leg injury, and he was carted off the field, which really sucks because he is a big-time energy with this defense. He's not a starter. He's probably one of the best special teamers we have. And unfortunately, he ended up getting hurt, and it really sucks to lose it. It's probably going to be really bad. I mean, probably. He was crying. He was upset. So if he was that upset, it's going to be bad. So get well soon, Sean Bradley, and just keep supporting the team, man. I love the guy's energy, and it really sucks. But to get into the most surprising things when it came to this game, okay, I don't even care what the score and whatever. I don't even care about any of that. Even statistics are even out the window right now. I'm just here to talk about players and how they look, and are we in trouble? Are we not in trouble? And Tanner McKee, man, I got to say, like, holy shit, where was this guy all of training camp? Heard he threw a couple good passes in training camp, but sometimes when these guys get into games, they just turn on, and Tanner McKee did that. I think distributing the football, it's so nice to have a quarterback in preseason that is going to give your guys good looks. And I feel like you never get that, because most of the time you have four quarterbacks and half of them are that bad. Okay, Ian Book was another question, which he was the worst out of all of them. The guy didn't even know how to throw a football. That's how bad he was. Okay, even I don't know if he was bad or Clayton Thorson was worse. I don't even know who was worse, to be honest, because we've had some bad quarterbacks run through preseason, but Ian Book is definitely one of the top of my list right now. Tanner McKee, though, okay, a guy, from what I heard from the other night is he had a really bad rap and at Stanford, not enough weapons around him, and had a lot of talent, a lot of underachieved talent that was there, just wasn't let out or wasn't given the best roster. And he goes into this game and he's distributing the ball so nicely. I mean, his athletic ability is not great. He's not a runner. He can't run at all. But when it comes to like passing, that guy has an arm. That guy is a cannon. He's a gunslinger. He's very accurate. He had a couple misses. He had a couple overthrows, some incomplete passes. I totally get it. But Tyree Cleveland and Johnny King and Jaden Hazelwood, even Nagata had a couple good catches. In this game. One was for like a PI, but he played really well. But him and Tyree Cleveland was, holy crap, that connection was so good, and he was so calm in the pocket, so cool, so collective. I mean, man, Tanner was good, really good. I mean, the Eagles almost aced this draft. I mean, look, if you just take Moro Ojomo and say, look what he did in this game, even Moro Ojomo had some pressures in this game too, and he was our 6th round pick. I mean, it's just our 7th round pick. I forgot what he was, but Tanner McKee, man, the Eagles know how to look for talent at quarterback. That's all I got to say. But this man he's going to have a job. This guy is going to have a job in the NFL. He's going to have a roster spot. He's not going to get a starting job, but he's definitely going to be a backup to a practice squad or whatever. Someone that, I don't know, who knows what this guy is going to turn into in a couple years. And honestly, I think he played better than Mariota. But the distribution of this football to all these receivers, man, to give good looks. I'm so glad that there was a quarterback in this group that gave good looks, and it was fantastic. Obviously, the starters did not play. We all know that. It wasn't that hard to figure out. Ravens took out their starters. No Lamar Jackson. We all knew that. So once Jalen was a lot of the guys dressed up, but some of them just didn't play. But with Tanner McKee, man, this guy will not be on our practice squad. This guy should be our backup quarterback right now. I mean, probably, because Marcus Mariota played like shit. I mean, he missed wide open targets the whole entire day. I don't question his running ability. It really comes down to his passing. And damn, man, he has had more bad days in training camp than good days. But I don't want to make a big deal about it. But it's really hard to be like, you had a 7th round draft pick do better than you in a preseason game, okay? And Mariota, I think, will be better over time. I feel like you can't keep McKee because he just doesn't have the skill set to be here when it comes to his. I think they feel like they really need 2 mobile quarterback skill set type players. And so in case Jalen Hurts goes down or something like that, knock on wood, then you don't really have to change too much to your offense. Like we kind of threw Gardner Minshew in a Jalen Hurts offense last year, which was really embarrassing. And he didn't play too well. And I think the coaches were a big blame for that last year, where we could have, got first seed very easily a lot earlier in the season. So to see a guy like this and then go to, your backup quarterback and Marcus Mariota just overthrowing everybody, just missing guys wide open. Nagata was open. Calcaterra was open. I mean, there were so many guys open in this game. The running ability is great with Marcus Mariota, but when it comes to his throwing, this is the best roster he's ever going to be around probably in his career, to be honest with you. Compared to what he's been with around his career, this is the best offense he's been around this career. And I'm telling you right now, if his number is called up during the season for some weird reason and we need him for a game, he's got to show out. And do I trust him right now? I don't know. He's had a lot of bad days. He's probably only had like 3 the most, and I'm just cutting it to not even fully 3 good practices in training camp. Like I would say 2.5 at this point, because there really hasn't been any great days when it comes to Marcus Mariota's passing. It's been, some good things here and there, but consistency like Jalen Hurts has, definitely not. So out of the quarterbacks, I mean, Ian Book was horrible. There's not even any point to even talk about him. But with with Tanner McKee, man, wow. That's all I got to say. I mean, I know you're paying Marcus Mariota $5 million, $8 million, a few $1 million more in incentives right now, and you have a guy on this roster that's making absolutely nothing and is getting a shot of his life, and he took it by the balls, and I have to respect that a lot with Tanner McKee. So he was fantastic. Tyree Cleveland was the best receiver for him today, the best. I mean, he was catching everything. He was really quick, very fast. And a lot of the other guys, I think, the big receiver and King was fantastic. I mean, he only had 1 catch, but, he got a lot of separation. He runs a 4.4 at 6'5". What is he, 6'4", 6'5"? I don't know, big dude. I mean, tall. And was really proud of that. That was cool. But we had a little glimpse of, DeAndre Swift. We know what DeAndre Swift can do. We already knew this going into the season, but to actually see him, the new faces, either the people playing preseason are mostly undrafted guys, guys that are competing, and obviously new faces to your football team that have high caliber, that are high caliber players. And with DeAndre Swift, I mean, man, it was with the second team offensive line, okay? And he was able to, he gets the ball, a guy gets in the backfield, he back cuts a little bit, he goes upfield, he literally hits somebody right in the mouth as he's going upfield, and he gets a big chunk of yards, huge chunk of yards. I think he only had 2 carries, I think, but man, like Swift, as advertised, we know what Swift could do. All those rumors about these running backs and Kenneth Gainwell being the lead back, I am telling you right now, Kenneth Gainwell is not the lead back for this team, okay? the focal point of this offense, okay, and I've made this in my other video, the focal point of this offense is DeAndre Swift. There's no doubt about it. But I'm not saying that these running backs had a pretty good day today. Okay, Gainwell didn't play at all. They sat him out. Trey Sermon played really well, to the point where, man, like he actually looked better than Rashad Penny today. And I can't put too much into one preseason game, so I'm not saying that, oh, these are the cuts, this is what's going to happen. But Penny didn't have a fantastic day like Sherman. I thought Sermon had more of a better day than Penny did. Penny was just not hitting the gap with explosiveness. He looked kind of, I don't know, he didn't look like he had that power in him. I don't know what was going on. Obviously, you're changing your offensive line over time. You're changing offensive linemen. You're changing personnel. So I completely get it. Okay, completely get that part. But when it comes to these running backs, man, Kennedy Brooks, I don't even know if he had any snaps. Probably did. I just didn't, obviously see it. But you're keeping 4 running backs. And if Sermon is gone, he's not going to last on the practice squad for the Eagles. They're going to have to put him on waivers. He's probably going to get picked up. There's no doubt about it. I'd be shocked if he makes it back to the Eagles on waivers for practice squad. I highly doubt it. But I'm telling you, Swift could change on a direction on a dime, could catch, you line him up. They're lining up as a wide receiver. They're lining him out wide. They're doing so much with him. He's going to be a huge mismatch. That's why all-purpose yards, guys, he's going to have over 1,000 yards easy. Okay, I think he could be a top 5 back this year. That's how good Swift is if he could stay healthy. Rashad Penny is good if stays healthy, okay? I just thought that Trey Sermon had a much better day. And then they're treating Trey Sermon in training camp like he's more than a backup type back. They're treating him a lot more than that. They're treating him better than that. And I really do like that because he's getting an opportunity. We knew he could play last year. He can handle being a running back in the NFL in a rotation. There is no doubt about it. He will have a job. He won't make it back to the Eagles if he's let go. Could there be a distinct difference in a competition right now between Rashad Penny and some of these running backs? Trey Sermon, officially. Trey Sermon versus Rashad Penny. Could that be realistic? Could be, to be honest. I feel like there is a legit competition there. There might be. Because Sermon is just fighting right now, okay? And I'm always rooting for guys that fight for roster spots. There's no doubt about it, which I thought it was awesome. So we already knew what Swift could do. We already knew everything. Just to see him and just take that little jump cut in the backfield, getting away from one tackle, one guy missing him, going upfield, and just boom, being physical. He's got a chip on his shoulder, Georgia Bulldog, ex-Georgia Bulldog, chip on his shoulder. Like the Lions made a big mistake, even though Jahmyr Gibbs is pretty damn good, I gotta say. I mean, he's 24 years old, guys. I mean, this is, oh my God, if you could extend, if he has a good season, man, they have to try to get this extension done with him. They have to. I mean, it's almost just ridiculous. But you know what else is ridiculous? Jalen Carter's ridiculous. 2 snaps in. Two snaps. And Jalen Carter is just mauling. I mean, doing such a fantastic job. I mean, literally one hand's the guard. Okay, you know what's funny about this whole entire clip right here? What's really funny about it is that Carter actually studied tape on who he was facing here. Carter actually studied some tape on this. Now, the guy that he faced, that he went by, was actually his ex-teammate from Georgia, Ben Cleveland. Right? Like, literally. And went after John Johnson. I mean, literally just went after him, and oh my God. I mean, just mauled him, just destroyed him. I mean, I'm just so happy that we just got to see something with Jalen Carter. And trust me, they were sitting DeAndre Swift so quick on the bench. They sat Jalen Carter out so quick on the bench. I feel good. I feel happy. Keep him out, okay? Keep him out until the first season, okay? For the first game of the season, okay? That's all I care about right now. I've seen enough with Jalen Carter. I don't need to see any more. Obviously, joint practices Monday and Tuesday with the Browns. We'll see a lot more with him. So I was beyond happy. Like, oh my God. I mean, it was just so nice. I was like waiting for something here, and it happened, and everybody was flipping out about it. It was all over the news, all over Twitter. So, yeah, I mean, he's going to be a stud. This is already making me think like, Javon Hargrave I mean, you weren't going to replace 9.5 sacks. I mean, 11 sacks, whatever it was that Javon Hargrave had. You might have done that. You might have done that. And I thought it would take more than a year. I thought it would have took until maybe next year. You know, I don't care if he had double-digit sacks or not. I wouldn't have cared. Like, as long as he's disruptive and he's mean and he's angry and he's got a chip on his shoulder, I don't give a shit what Jalen Carter does. But that right there just showed me a lot going into it all, and I'm beyond excited for it. The rest of the defensive line, I think Nolan Smith had a pretty good day. He had some tackles on special teams. He actually almost had a sack early in the game, but they should have called for a high hit to the helmet. I think at least the helmet hit, hands to the face. I think they should have been called. There was one where he would have got the sack if the penalty wasn't there. A lot of times in preseason, they don't really go crazy with penalties. Obviously, the Eagles had some offensively, but they don't go crazy with them. They kind of let some things slide to not prolong the game longer and longer. And obviously, it's a preseason game that doesn't count too much. So I thought Nolan Smith did really well. Moro Jomo got some snaps today, yesterday, and was a little disruptive here and there in the backfield, which is great. A lot of good things to take from the defensive line. I didn't really see much on Derek Barnett, some of the other guys, but talk about Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith. Nolan Smith just needs a little bit more time. Guy had surgery. Guy missed a lot of games the second half of the season last year. So just give him more time. We have plenty of time left before the season starts. Not a long time, but we have enough time for him to get prepared and get ready. So as long as I saw something from those two guys, when I noticed even from Nolan Smith on the edge, to actually see how fast he is on the edge. Yeah, when they were talking about that in practice, they weren't kidding of how fast he was on the edge. Just so quick. So I think defensive line's looking great. I think Carter is going to be. I don't know. I'm afraid for teams. You can't. You're gonna let Jordan Davis take these double teams. And Jordan Davis only had a couple snaps, really not much. But Jordan Davis is gonna take double teams, right? Like, seriously, is that what's gonna happen now? Because I'm telling you, like. There is no way that, even in practice, they're like guards have to game plan for Jalen Carter, even at practice, because he's tough. See, he could take on double teams easily, but Jordan Davis gets one-on-ones, it's going to be in his favor. Jalen Carter gets one-on-ones, it's going to be in his favor. So teams are going to have to pick their poison with a lot of these guys. They're going to need a lot of running back help for extra protection. They're going to need to pick up something here because it's going to be nuts. It's going to be nuts, this defensive line. And Jalen Carter, I just sit him now. Like I said, Swift, you could sit him. I was good. After that one run from Swift, I was good. After that play from Jalen Carter, I was perfectly fine. There was no reason to keep him in the game any longer than he should be. So, defensive line, very happy with that position. Now, oh my God, Eli Ricks. Jesus. I've been waiting for something out of the cornerback room. The cornerback room, the backside of it it's really, really exciting. I don't think Keely Ringo played too well today. I thought he got burnt pretty bad. And the problem with Keely Ringo is he's just not physical enough. Number two, the motion and his it's just slow motion. When I watch him, he just looks he looks a little sluggish. He looks a little, the hips turn real slowly. Not enough fast twitch. That's just me. He came back with a nice deflection later in the game, but, he got burnt for that touchdown. I get it. It happens. But, I think just needs a little bit more time, and I wouldn't make a big deal out of it too much. But now figuring, Keely Ringo and Josh Jobe are your two top cornerbacks, for the future or something like that. But I don't know now. How did Eli Ricks go undrafted? I know he got hurt a lot of ways. He got transferred to Alabama. He got hurt a lot over the years. He was up with the two teams he was on. Last year, he didn't give up a touchdown from Alabama at all. And he gets literally, 3 deflections and almost 2 picks? He had 1 pick. He had a pick 6. Okay? And I love it. He was talking crap. He was talking smack. He was in the guy's face. He's so Philly. I love this guy. I absolutely love this guy. It might not even be Keely Ringo now. It might be Josh Jobe. It could be Josh Jobe and Eli Ricks, or it could be Eli Ricks and Keely Ringo, depending on who you like more, who do you think is going to play better in the future here. Eli Ricks has turned heads, and I'm telling you right now, this man will not last on this roster. He will not. I want to see more from this guy. I definitely want to see more. And he almost had 2 picks. That second pick, he almost had it. Ringo actually almost had a pick in this game, a very easy one, and he dropped it. It would have at least helped him out a lot. But it is what it is. Still a deflection at the end of the day. But cornerback-wise, yeah, like I said, it's only 1 preseason game. There's a lot more. There's joint practices. There's another 2 preseason games to play right now. But Eli Ricks is really making his case because even during training camp, didn't really hear much sometimes it just takes you getting into a preseason game to, sometimes camp is camp. You're facing the same guys every day. And I understand you're facing a very good offense, so these guys are getting good work in. Eli Ricks is getting really good work in. You can face A.J. Brown. You can face Devontae Smith. You can face whoever the hell you want. Quez Watkins, whatever the case may be with that. So, yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty damn good as of right now with Eli Ricks. I just love his attitude. Just can't wait for more. I want to see more. I think he needs a roster spot, man. I really do. I feel like good things are going to happen with him. And by the way, talking about wide receivers, Greg Ward had a fantastic day. He was catching the balls like crazy. And I think when Greg Ward's playing, like Nick just doesn't look on the field. I feel like he's got blinders on when Greg Ward is playing because Greg Ward could play. We all know Greg Ward could play. He's from the Doug Peterson era, so maybe Nick doesn't value him because really ever since Nick got here, he did not value Greg Ward at all. Okay, we'll get into special teams later, but I thought he had a fantastic day. Will he make the roster? I don't know. But, I think it comes to favorites when it comes to him sometimes. I don't know. But just still had a great day. Now, going into our defensive side, even the linebacker spot, which, holy shit, guys, like, why didn't Nakobe Dean play today? Why didn't Nakobe Dean play? Why, after an ankle injury, you're just sitting him out? You need him for joint practices? This guy needs reps. This guy needs reps. So now he's out. And to be honest with you, the linebacker core, Christian Ellis missed a tackle in wide open space. I'm telling you, we're finding out the truth to these linebackers. We're finding out that this linebacker spot is the worst it's ever been. I'm telling you, it's not good. It's really not. Okay, Christian Ellis missed a tackle in open space, just didn't really play too well. Nicholas Morrow was like the only linebacker. The one I would least expect to do anything was the one that made more plays today. Nicholas Morrow actually did a pretty good job today. Nakobe Dean's not around. Nakobe Dean's a full go, and you don't even play him? You don't even put him in like 5 snaps. I don't care if it's one series. You don't even put him in. Like, are you that like that's why, like, I don't want to put too much hype on Nakobe Dean as much as I feel comfortable with him, and I feel like he's going to have, like, one of the best careers of his, I feel like he's going to be, like, a long-time Philadelphia Eagle in an Eagles jersey as a linebacker. Like, I would love to, I believe that sometimes. But he needs reps, dude. It's not like he played half a season last year. It's not like he played a full he jumped into some games when we were up by multiple touchdowns. That's all he was. Nothing. He didn't do nothing else last year. But I'm happy, I'm glad, they're giving other guys a chance, but Nakobe Dean needs those damn snaps. And honestly, this linebacker core looked horrible. It was, now Sean Bradley's hurt, Patrick Johnson's hurt. You're dwindling down now. You got Miles Jack did see nothing. Zach Cunningham didn't see nothing. This linebacker core is straight shot, they need to go look for somebody. They need to go after Isaiah Simmons, somebody, Patrick Queen. I don't care who it is. I feel like I'm more comfortable with this position than friggin' safety because at least safety, I see guys making plays and they're shifting guys around constantly. At least that's the case here. But on top of Nakobe Dean already not even playing in this game, and then you're starting to see what you have behind that. And I'm telling you, the Eagles probably went back into the office after this game, or flew back or drove back to Philadelphia, whatever the case may be, and they went into the office. They're like, damn, we need to go do something at linebacker because this is a huge weak spot. This is what happens when you don't put money into this position. You're hoping to hit a gem, you're hoping to hit something great, but I can't put all my chips for Nakobe Dean right now because if he's not getting enough snaps, what am I supposed to think of him going into the regular season? I'm rooting for him. I think he'll end up wearing a yellow jacket for the Philadelphia Eagles in the Hall of Fame. I really do. I feel like he's that type of player, but I gotta see it. I gotta see it with my own 2 eyes. That's where I'm kind of getting at with the whole entire thing. So the linebacker core was the worst. At least second to worst or the worst that was in this game today. Okay. Now, safety was interesting. Okay. Kevon Wallace made some nice plays today. He made 3 plays in a row. He was in the box. He went up, made some tackles. He's not a great coverage guy, and he can cover at times. There's no doubt. Not the best, but I think he's a nice balance. But he is making his case. This is a contract year for Kevon Wallace right now. And are they getting the best out of him? Because he made some good tackles, really some nice ones. Sidney Brown didn't play until the 4th quarter. He didn't play until the 4th quarter. If a player doesn't start playing until the 4th quarter of a preseason game, that means he is down that depth chart right now. That means that Sidney Brown is really down the depth chart. Okay, it doesn't mean that he can't climb up. It's not that means that he's not climbing up. That's just how the game worked out, and that favor, that might not be his. Okay. I think the safety room has a lot of competition. I feel like Howie is looking around for those rumors. Remember those rumors of it's kind of similar to the Chauncey trade with a couple picks. Like I think they're trying to look for a high caliber safety right now. And to be honest with you, like Sidney Brown coming into the fourth quarter is telling you that he is really a lot further down the depth chart than we thought he was. And I feel like, like I said, he made 9 solo tackles, but, hopefully his stock did rise a little bit after this game. I know Kevon Wallace's did. I saw, Justin Evans and some of these other guys that are at safety. We're going to find out more. Are they going to cross-train somebody else, at safety? So, I mean, we'll see. I mean, if they want to, maybe cross Keely Ringo. Maybe they want to cross Garner as well. As another guy had 2 special teams tackles and a forced fumble, which was great. So I thought he played really good. I think a lot of the cornerbacks were very productive today. That's what I could say. Safety-wise, productive today. Linebacker, hell no. It was bad. It was really bad. So I'm excited to see how, even Terrell Edmunds, was, I don't even think he was even starting this game either. So they were flip-flopping guys around all game, and that's what they're doing. They're flip-flopping around, and they're just seeing what they have. And it's looking like, Reed Blankenship is definitely a lock. There's no doubt about it. He is definitely a lock for one of the safety spots. There is a safety spot open right now. And who's it going to go to? I don't know. I think it's going to be either Sidney Brown, or it's going to be Kevon Wallace, or it's going to be somebody that they trade for. That's what I think going forward with that position, which is interesting. Now, special teams. Oh, man. Jake Elliott was, I think it was just the placeholder of who was holding the kicks, the balls, the long snapper. I think that was an issue today. I thought he missed 2 field goals today. I could be wrong. I know he missed a 45. He made a 46 or something like that. Or missed the 46, made a 45. I forgot how it went. So he might have missed a couple field goals, but I'm not really even worried about that too much. I mean, really the least of my worries on special teams is Jake Elliott because he's a great kicker. So I'm not even worried about it too much. Now, punt return wise, I don't know what they're doing. Like, Michael Clay is probably the biggest idiot I've ever seen in my life because he is literally reenacting the same shit he did a couple years ago. Okay? And that was Greg Ward's a punt returner right now. I mean, Trey Sermon is a damn kick returner. Like, why? Why? Why are you putting Trey Sermon? Seriously? You act like this guy's that fat. Like, why is Trey Sermon a kick returner? Where the hell is Devin Allen? Devin Allen's a full go. I mean, why did you sign him to a 3-year contract? For what? Like, what was the point of signing Devin Allen? Like, what is the point? Seriously. I don't see a point in signing him at all. Because you don't even give him a shot. Like, these guys are not giving shots. Covey wasn't playing because he has a hamstring or a calf injury. Quez Watkins was out because of a calf injury because Quez Watkins is a part of the punt return unit. Greg Ward, we're going to go back to Greg Ward at punt return, which I can't stand, which this is why Greg Ward was the punt returner, and then Rager became the punt returner, had a touchdown. They kept Rager on there for weeks until realizing, you know what, maybe we should not let him, return punts anymore. Boston Scott I just don't like him as a kick returner. I don't. Like, is there anybody else here that can get a chance and get a shot? Javonte Payton, I mean, somebody that has some speed, that has at least some, they've done some of this in college at least, something. Because the only thing I can think of what they're going to do at the specialists is they're going to wait until someone comes off waivers when they're making cuts and see if there's going to be a speedster coming down, off waivers that the Eagles can go get, because it's bad. It's not good. This Michael Clay is the biggest problem. Michael Clay is the biggest problem with the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't know how he got a raise. I don't know how he got more money. I don't know how he got more years here. I don't know why they like him so much. He's part of the Chip Kelly tree. He just doesn't. He's got his favorites. I haven't seen a new face there. What? Olamide Zaccheaus was there during camp, but I don't think he's on the punt return roster anymore. Devin Allen, you have him healthy, and you just have him do not. What is he doing? What is he getting paid for? To be a practice dude? Like, what is he doing right now? Like, why is he here? That's what I don't get. Special teams is just like the biggest freaking headache. I don't know why they do what they do. It's really annoying. So that's really it with special teams. Stipos and Zetner, both the punters. I don't know. They're all right. I think Zetner kicked a little bit further today. I think like 60-something yards than Sipos. I don't know what they're doing at punter. I feel like, I'm telling you right now, if they have Greg Ward at punt return and they keep Sipos this year and they don't even try to replace him, I'm telling you, we're gonna lose games. We're gonna lose games off of one stupid return. We can't attack right. Our blocking scheme sucks. Like, I just don't get it. I don't like the personnel at these specialist positions. I can't stand them. I actually hate them that much. But yeah, the Eagles did lose this game. I'm not making a big deal about it, but the biggest issue right now, it's linebacker. There's no doubt. I'm excited. You know, the running backs are great. You have Eli Ricks making a case right now. Jalen Carter really showing what he's got. Now you can sit him to the first week. I'm good. My heart feels great after seeing that. DeAndre Swift, glad they sat him after those 2 handoffs, whatever it was. And we already know what DeAndre Swift can do. And that was behind the second offensive line. Not even the first offensive line. That's how much of a joke it is right now. Our 2 starting offensive lines can play for other teams. It could start for a whole other team right now. That's how crazy depth we have. Tylersteen actually played pretty well today. He was immovable at times. They were putting him all over the place. Seems like Dennis Kelly wasn't really used at all today. Seems like maybe he could be a cut. I don't know. Is he losing battles with a lot of positions right now for both tackle spot and some guard spot? I don't know, because I know he plays 2 tackle spots. I know he's played some guard in his career. So yeah, that was a lot. I know I was all over the place with this video, but it was exciting. It was fun. I mean, we got joint practices Monday and Tuesday at 5 p.m. So I'm very excited for that. Just for a team, I don't know if we're going there or they're coming here, but I can't wait to see more competition with this roster and to see some actual video against some other teams again, which should be pretty cool. And this is where, like, obviously the veterans and everybody else will start to come together, and this is where, like, it gets real against another jersey, another team. See what happens. And I'm very excited. So it was a good day. I think there's questions regarding Rashad Penny and Trey Sermon in a competition, if there is one, for keeping 4 running backs. The backup corner spot looks so good, and it looks very busy right now. It looks very productive because there's a lot to talk about with each of those players, and Eli Ricks is really making his case to be a future number 1 corner here. I'm not even kidding. I might be going too far, but he's making his case to be a starting cornerback for another team if he doesn't get a rush spot here, or he's here. And honestly, Eli Ricks could do the best thing right now for him is to learn under Slay for 1 more year, stay with Bradbury, and I'm telling you, good things could happen with him. I'm not even kidding. Just nuts. Obviously, like I said, the veterans didn't play. A lot of the guys sat out today. And I heard this video is long enough. So if you guys definitely enjoyed and last this long, this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like the video as well for more Eagles content. I'm late with this video. Well, it's late. It's early in the morning right now, but I made this video really late because my NFL app was not working too well. Couldn't watch the game, and I was really pissed about it. So I listened to it, and then I rewatched the game again. So it's been kind of nuts. So let me know what you guys think. What was your favorite moment in the Eagles' first preseason game against the Baltimore Ravens? What did you think about this player? I mean, just give me all the details, because I'm actually wondering and actually excited to see what everyone has to say of what they were really excited for coming out of that game. I think we got a lot of good feedback. We got bad feedback. Well, good feedback for positive and negative ways. And some surprises, too, which I really didn't think was going to happen. And that was Tanner McKee just lighting it up. Tanner McFoles. I mean, that's pretty much what his name should be at this point. So I was happy. But you guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Shakes it up, follow us up. Peace out, guys. Peace.